And hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. With me, I have my good friend Kevin from the K&J Podcast, or just Kevin himself from the K&J Podcast. But that's okay, though. We're going to be here. We're going to be reviewing The Naked Gun, scene by scene, and then we're going to strip away the nostalgia by doing it by scene breakdown. So let's go ahead. Let's welcome Kevin. This is his first time on the show, so let's just welcome Kevin to the show. And hey, Kevin.
Hey, that's a badass intro.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We get a lot of compliments about our intro and stuff. They're like, well, we had one guest is like, can I see that intro again? So we actually replayed the same intro. So thank you. I do appreciate that.
I just do all my stuff afterwards. So even if I did make one, they wouldn't see it.
The funny thing is I actually take this intro and I get rid of this intro. And then I put it in like an audio kind of thing where it's actually a different intro for the audio. So it actually feels like a radio show.
Okay. Yeah, got you.
I do things a little bit differently.
I mean, if it makes you happy, that's all that matters, sir.
Exactly. But man, welcome to the show. I know this is your first time. I'm excited to have you here.
Wasn't I on once before?
No. I've been on your show like twice.
That's what it was. I was like, I know I have talked to you before.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But I have a question for you. Like, nostalgically, best out of 10, where do you hold this movie out of 10 for you nostalgically? Where was the first time that you ever heard about The Naked Gun? Where did you see The Naked Gun? I would like to know.
Nostalgically, I'm going to give this, like, it's got to be like a 9. It was only because, like, Robin Hood Men in Tights, that stuff, like,
I love that.
All Spaceballs, those are all like 10s in my head because I could watch those 100 times and love them. This one, I only gave it a 9 because I didn't realize how much nostalgia it had until I started it. And then I was like, I remember all these lines. Like,
it's all of a sudden just comes stirring back at you. Like, you forget certain lines. The only one that I remember is like, nice beaver. Thanks. I just had it stuffed. That was like the only thing I remembered out of the whole entire thing.
She's like, well, I have to go out to dinner tonight, but how about I get a rain check? And he's like, how about we just start with dinner?
Right.
So bad.
But I love it. I love this movie. I have to hold it out at like a 9.9 for me as well. Because my mom thought it was a good idea for 6-year-old me or 8-year-old me to watch this movie for the first time. And I laughed as a kid. Then after that, once you become an adult later on, you realize that you actually notice like the comical aspect of it.
Yeah.
Where it's like the dirty raunchiness of this parody movie. And I love it. I mean, I'm here for it. The O.J. Simpson stuff makes me laugh still. With Nornberg. But yeah, 9.9 out of 10 for me for this. I love this movie.
It was super fun. It was such a fun, just like a goofy movie. You don't have to worry about like, oh, is there a plot? Maybe.
No.
Sure, maybe a little one, but I don't even give a crap. Let it go.
Me either. I'm not even here for the plot. I'm here to basically laugh my ass off.
Yeah.
Do this thing
100%.
and watch Leslie Nielsen do his thing and entertain me for 90 minutes.
I practice safe sex.
Let's see. Derby says the second and third films are more over the top raunchy. I agree. The third one is definitely over the top and raunchy compared to the second one, but I haven't seen those two movies in years. But this is probably the most quotable out of all of them, though, too.
Is this the one? I mean, is the third one the one where he puts his hands down her legs and there's like 8 sets of knees?
I think so. Yeah.
That's the third one, or is that the second
Awards. One? Yeah.
Because I haven't seen those in even longer, I think, than the first one. But those are just some scenes that always stick out in my head. It's just
All right. So now that we talked about this movie nostalgically, now we're going to break it down with the scene-by-scene breakdown. So Police Squad Lieutenant Frank Drebin is on vacation in Beirut when he disrupts a conference of America's greatest enemies, who are trying to convince a terrorist plan to humiliate the U.S. In Los Angeles, Over Norberg attempts to bust a heroin operation run by a businessman, Vincent Ludwig, but is shot by Ludwig's henchman. Drebin returns in L.A. and is briefed on the case before visiting him in the hospital. Nordberg provides cryptic clues, including a picture of Liquid's ship on which it says "I love you" had been organized. Frank also learns that Norberg's jacket tested positive for heroin. So let's talk about this. Like, I love the opening of this where it feels like a spy film, and there's this terrorist and the stuff that's happening. It looks like Saddam Hussein. It also has other things within it itself. I laugh my ass off when Frank is just over there beating up everybody in that room.
Yeah, it just goes nuts for no, just like some way beating everyone. He's like, well, guess you guys have learned your lesson. Don't mess with America. And then, oh, God.
Police car scene, though, too. With him with the roller coaster ride, and then going through the showers.
It's just nonsense funny. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, well, this is not quality comedy. No, you're supposed to look at it and it's stupid. It's fine.
Exactly.
They're trying to be stupid. Like,
it's good just to turn your brain off for 90 minutes.
Yeah, and then like, are you considering that scene with OJ at the very beginning on the boat, part of the opening scene, or are we talking about?
Yeah, that's I also can include on it as well.
Just like him like stepping into the bear trap and then falling on the cake and then hitting his hand and then like stumbling out the side. And when Drebin comes and talks to OJ in the hospital is one of the funniest. He's like, no, I love you. He's like, no, I love you too, man. He's
I love you too, Number.
No. Heroin. And he's like, that's going to take me a couple days.
He's like, look, that's a tall order, but it's going to take me a couple of days to fill it. and then I like how his partner's over there. No, he's Frank. He's saying, he looks at the picture. He goes, it's the name of the ship. I love you. Oh, okay. And he was doing that. Oh, okay. That makes sense now. Okay, I got it. But I just thought it was hilarious on that. Let's see. Derpy says the third one is also a donor hospital. Then he also says, oh no, touches wet paint.
That's right.
After being shot.
That's right. He gets shot and then he leans into the door and he gets on his jacket. He's like, oh no.
And then there's also this other part though too, where you have this one person out of all five of the mob boss, all part of the mafiosos. And he winds up throwing his gun down for this one cop.
That's right. He's like 8 people holding the gun. He's like, put him down on the police. And one guy drops it. And they're all like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
See, unless he's a drooling vegetable, but I think that's only common sense. And then the more he's talking about all this stuff too.
His wife crying her eyes out.
And then the other thing I like though too is whenever at the airport, whenever they pick Frank up, he's like, okay, I know everybody wants to hear my sad story about what happened with my wife. I'm going to tell you what happened. Next thing I know it, he's like, his partner goes, Frank, yeah, they're not here for you. Oh, they're here for Weird Howie Yankovic.
She goes up there with the flowers and he's like, no, I don't need no flowers. Get out of here. That's just so funny.
I was just dying through the whole entire thing. And then also too, there's also another bit that I really like where Frank pulls into the police station and the airbag goes off because he bangs into something.
That's right.
And the airbags are taking over this whole entire car. And the car pretty much just peels off. And he's over there shooting at it and it explodes. He goes, did anyone get the license plate number?
Did anyone see the driver? Take the testimonies of everyone here,
right?
And then we be there. And he turns around and immediately starts talking to like the 16 people who took his car.
This is so good. But yeah, there's a lot of great moments in this. Like I cannot stop just laughing my ass off through this whole entire thing, dude. Like. There's also the other thing where he first meets Lisa Marie Presley too, inside the office, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And God, and then he's like over there with the fish thing. He goes, and the guy's over there explaining to him all this expensive stuff he has, and especially with the fish. He goes, yeah, this is a $25,000 fish, and this is an unbreakable pin. No, and it can only be destroyed by water.
In water, yeah, and immediately. That's like the first scene you get with like Frank Drebin being Frank Drebin, like fucking, like just fucking up, and someone's trying to have a serious talk, but he's just in the background, like, oh god, what am I doing? Like, I'm trying to fix everything. He's always making a freaking mess.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was the first in the movie. I think that was the first like real like him going off doing his thing.
Yeah, that was his like real thing, because other than that, it's just him and his partner the whole entire time. And like the first 10 minutes of it, of setup that we get. And, you know, and then the other thing that I liked is like, because look, we need a spy on the cops. So that way they can tell us what's going on. Well, shouldn't we just leave that up to the cops? No. So it gives them the you know, the reports of everything that they make and stuff. And then I like how she shows up in his apartment with just the shirt on.
Right? What are you making? Roast.
I didn't want to get my shirt wrinkled. Cuban, no Dutch, Irish. My father was from yes. Oh my god.
It's just so much
what's that?
I was just saying, so much piddly little stupid just cracks me up the whole time. It's so dumb.
Then also too, the other thing I like too is like the girl that's trying to learn how to drive.
Yeah, he's like, follow that car, and he's like, all right. And after they like break into stuff, and the truck driver comes out, and she goes the wrong way. He's like, hey, watch yourself. And he's like, all right, put your hand out, stretch your arm out, extend your middle finger.
Watch out! Watch where you're driving, you broad. And then, yeah. But
extend your arm, extend your middle finger. Good.
Good. I also like how like the police scene though with Norberg when he's in the water, you know, and then it shows like a police shock outline of where he landed in the water.
Oh yeah, and it's just floating in the water.
He's on life support. Doctors say he's got 50-50 chance of living, though there's only a 10% chance of that.
Right.
And then there's also Jane Sense. I've met you. I've noticed things, but I never knew where were there before. Birds singing, dew glistening on a newly formed leaf or spotlights. But there's also, I've known her for years. We used to go all the police functions together. Now I loved her, but she had her music. I think she had her music. We'd hang out with the Chicago Mail Course and Symphony. I don't recall her playing an instrument.
Music. I bought her a harp, and she said, "What is that?"
I love the No More stuff that they make fun of because it's so perfect. The way he's narrating everything, the delivery of the one-liners to the jokes and stuff like that. I know that we're jumping around, but I don't care. This is just pure comedy.
Like,
no. I love it.
She's in. He's like, she works 300 days a year. Like, it's fine. It's always so.
There's also the remember the other scene whenever he's like, it's supposed to be set up for the Queen, and he goes and uses the bathroom and doesn't realize he even has the microphone on him.
Oh, oops.
The other thing I like is nothing to see here, people. Nothing to see here. Everything.
Yeah, just nothing's here. Go on, move along. Go on. And they're just like nobody's listening. They're just fucking whatever.
Eric North says, "Now, normally you would not be driving backwards down a one-way street while speeding." God. What else would you have to say is some of your other favorite scenes from the movie, though?
When he immediately finds the little piece of paper that essentially completely incriminates Ludwig. Yeah. And then he's like, and then he knocks over all the priceless Ming vases or whatever, and he's trying to catch them, and then the whole thing falls over. Then he goes outside and is like, grabs the statue's boob, and then grabs the lady's boob who's standing out there, and she's like, and he just grabs the other one. It's like, and then grabbing the dick of the statue.
And then she goes back out to the window and screams again at him.
Right.
And then he grabs the statue's dick.
In the 80s, did windows open that high?
I don't think they would, to be honest with you.
I mean, I thought that they were pretty much sealed at that point, but she could just
so
hang
too.
out on like 50 stories up, like, "Whoa, look, titties for the wind." Then...
The way that the statue looked after he winds up grabbing the statue's
and like twists it up, and he's like,
and then he's suspended from the police force, and you know,
for arson and sexual assault with a concrete dildo.
All right, my favorite. Now, normally you would be drunk. Yeah. But then there's also the whole entire thing where the main guy is like, look, we're going to try and figure out how to get someone to be an assassin. So we're going to have this little buzzer to basically activate a kill mode for someone to kill somebody.
Mm-hmm. Must kill.
Let's see here. A good cop is necessarily cut down and ambushed by some cowardly hoodlum. There's no way for a man to die. You're right, Ed. Parachute, not opening. That's a way to die. Getting caught in the gears of a combine. Having your nuts bit off by a Labrador. That's the way I want to go.
And then, like, when Frank is posing as an umpire at the end, and he just gets too caught up in the game, like he says strike, and everyone's like, yeah, and he's like, oh, they like that. And so,
strike, and then he starts throwing people out of the game, though, too. He throws an umpire out of the game. Mayor Drebin, I don't want anything. I don't want any more trouble like you had last year on the south side. Understand? That's my policy. Eric North, Mayor, that was the Shakespeare production. Julius Caesar. You, Moroni. You killed actors. I like that quote, though, too.
He's like, he's like, well, my policy is when I see 5 people stabbing in robes stabbing another, I'm going to kill them. And then when he's looking through, when he finds out that he gets that he's getting canned, and he's like, well, looks like I won't be able to shoot anybody and get away with it anymore.
There's so many good stuff with this. I mean, this is like the best parody film that you can think of, and it was supposed to be based off of a TV series.
Yeah,
at one time.
Yeah, wasn't it like a joke on oh god, what was that? I'm trying to think of the one with the shoe phone.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, what was that? I didn't watch it a lot because I didn't really like it at the time when I was a kid, but I remember seeing it all the time. Dragnet?
Yeah, I think it was Dragnet. It was supposed to be a play off of that.
Because then they had like the Swiss Army shoe.
Right, the Swiss Army shoe. And Ed is over there eating it all up, though, too. He's like, where can I get? He goes, I need this. And then the trank dart as well. That was actually pretty funny.
One of my favorite scenes too is when they're talking about it and they go into the next room and Frank goes around the wall instead of through the door with them. Like he goes out of the scene and walks in front of the wall.
And then also too with the Queen coming out and he's getting blasted with the horns, and then he winds up sliding across the table on top of her with her legs.
And they got the picture. He's like, "Oh, this isn't news. This is news."
Then the attempt on Norberg's life left me shaken and disturbed. All the questions kept coming up over and over again, like bubbles in a case of a club soda. Who was in character in the hospital? And why was he trying to kill Norberg? And for whom did Ludwig lie to me? I didn't have any proof, but somehow I didn't entirely trust him either. Why was the "I love you" not listed in Ludwig's records? And it was, and he knew about it. And if he didn't, who did? And where the hell was I? And I like how also too, like whenever they he goes, look, I promise you, we're not gonna rest until we find Narberg's killer. All right, let's go out to eat.
Right. They just like have no qualms. I think he's in. I think Norberg is in it more in the next couple ones.
Yeah, and 2.5 and 3.5 he is. I know that he has a lot more stuff to do. This one, he's just a running bit of abuse in this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they expected it to go very long because at the time he was like a famous football star. They were like, oh, let's get the famous football player in there. And he didn't really have to do anything except for go, oh, ow, ow. And
especially the hospital bed scene.
Yeah, like closing in on him and then going flying in the baseball stadium.
And then Norberg wants to thank you, Frank, for clearing his name. Thank you, Norberg. Goes down the stairs at the stadium and flies out of the balcony. That was hilarious. And then when he's singing the national anthem as well, that was also another funny scene for me. That
when he was supposed to be in the opera singer, and they're like, he's like, oh, the flag. And they're like, boo! With the flag, oh, the flag.
Lots of bombs in the air gave proof to the night that we still had our flag. Oh, so does the flag banner wave over it all that's free and the home of the land and of the land of the free.
And then I like Ludwig at the end when he falls over and then he gets hit by the steam roller. And then the other guy's like, oh, God, I can barely watch. That's how my dad died. And then it's like the marching band comes and walks over him.
And steps on him. And then, yeah, I love that, too. And then if you notice, though, in the hospital, back with when Narberg is actually in the hospital and the wife is crying, it's like, now would be a good time to tell us where you want your body parts to be donated at.
Right. God, why?
And then there's Mrs. Darberg, I think we can save your husband's arm. Where would you like it sent? Hey, look, it's Enrico Palazzo. But yeah.
I love
By the way, I faked every orgasm.
That's right.
Oh,
Frank.
Ed, you want to do Dingy? Frank, no. I took care of that at the press conference.
Oh, that's right. You want to take a dinghy? No, I took care of that at the press conference.
I want you to know now I loved you since the first day I met you. And I never saw I'm a very lucky woman. So am I.
That's right. I'm a very lucky woman. So am I.
It kind of reminds me of at the movie theater when someone says, enjoy the movie. Yeah, you too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think to myself, what the hell did I just say? You're working at the theater, and here I am saying you too.
Yeah, go through the drive-thru, and they're like, all right, here you go. Enjoy your meal. And you're like, thank you, you too. Fuck. I'm an idiot.
Fucking arsehole. I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff that I really enjoyed with this, though, too.
There was like the whole. I was trying to look. This is gonna. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing it, but maybe it's when she has the ankle bracelet, and he's like, "Oh, I like your ankle bracelet." She's like, "Oh no, it fell down." What exactly is that referring to?
I wonder if it was like a piercing in her vagina or I was thinking an oval ring for safe sex. I don't know.
Oh, maybe that is what it is. Okay. For some reason in my head, I was like, was it like a garter? I missed it. But she's like, oh, I missed the mark down
as well. But my brain is going like, okay, was it something like an oval ring that was inside of her? Or was it like a piercing that just fell off and went down?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe it would make more sense if it was like a piercing or something.
I don't know. I missed the marker on that one too. Even as a grown man, I missed the marker on
that one. I watched it. I was like, what the fuck does she mean? Like, I watched it over again just to be like, am I missing a joke? What is that? What is this? Is that a stretch? Am I just missing it?
I'm definitely missed that joke because, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe some jokes are supposed to go over my head. I don't know. As a grown man, I feel very confused.
Nothing goes over my head, for my reflexes are too fast.
Let's see. Okay, there's one thing that I have in my notes that I like too, where he goes, "I believe in safe sex." I do too, and it's them dressed up as in a condom.
Full body condom. Like,
there's also the let's see. There's also Jane and Frank kissing dramatically. There's also the Norberg is shoved out of the hospital bed as let's see. It's Beaver, Norberg's epic fail. We talked about the umpire. The Queen's assassination attempt was also a good one too. Mm-hmm. Richie Jackson in mind control killed the Queen. The slapstick chaos that follows, like Wick's over the top death.
I thought it was funny when the Queen was coming down the stadium, and she went to get to her seats, and there were two guys in her seat, and the usher had to be like, "Hey, get the fuck out! Get the." They're just like, "All right, God," like remove the thing.
And then whenever you see those other guys sitting in her spot, though, too.
Yeah,
in the Queen's spot makes me laugh.
And then they do the wave, and the Queen's trying to do the wave with them. Like, oh, well, is this how it's done? And then there's also she throws the ball. It's like a perfect curveball, and then she just thank you. And they're like, the hell?
And then there's also the other thing too that happens though too. Instead of them playing the United Kingdom national anthem, they play our national anthem again. So she doesn't even look at her face like, yeah.
Well,
let's see. We also got Frank's police car chase. We talked about. So yeah, I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about because that's when I noticed a man with a twisted face.
I just got excited about like all the different funny shit that made me laugh out loud.
Same. There's let's see. I've been dating two since a girl. There we go. Eric North. I've been dating two. Nice girl, an author who wrote the book on male sexual dysfunction. You probably read it. There's also the other thing too, where the wife left Frank, and he goes, "So, what was she wearing on her wedding day?"
Yeah, and he's like, "We don't need to talk about that, Frank."
And then he brings into the luggage, and then he's taking the luggage with him.
He backs up into it.
Oh man. But you can't go wrong with Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, he's just classic. I love Leslie Nielsen. He was so animated for somebody who looked like he was, I don't know, probably he looks way older than he acted. That's for sure.
He did. It's like he didn't even age, like from the 80s to 90s.
Yeah, it's like he just got white hair and that was it. Like,
right.
He can still bust ass. Like still do all that slapstick and comedy. And honestly, like after seeing the new trailer for the new one, I'm actually kind of excited about it. Like I'm wasn't excited for really it. But when I saw the trailer and the jokes they had, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Liam Neeson, he can be really funny. So it could work. And then like them in the line of all the pictures of people from Police Squad and they're all just like talking to their dads or whatever. So freaking funny. As long as they keep it slapstick, please.
And another thing too is I'm happy with this new one is only the runtime's like 90 minutes. So they're keeping the runtime to the same runtime as the original. So that's something that I'm very happy with. But the fact that they're even putting this in theaters and not on streaming makes me so damn happy. And I wasn't even interested in this movie up until I seen the teaser.
Yeah.
Right? And I felt like the same way you did. And then once I seen him take off the mask when he's a little girl, and then after that, it goes into seeing the pictures, the portraits of everybody's fathers. And then there's the picture of OJ and the
and the guy looks up, he's like, no. No. And then Liam Neeson in like the skirt and has his foot up, and he's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Okay, like I might have to see this."
What made me, what got me sold on Liam Neeson as this for this role though too was I seen some of the SNL skits that he's done. I also seen, I don't know if you've seen any of the skits that he's done for that.
I don't think I've seen any of his SNL skits, which I'm surprised at. Usually, I'm pretty big.
They had him dressed up as the Easter Bunny.
That's fantastic. I know I've seen him in movie stuff where he is really funny.
Right,
he's
like
obviously
Ted.
got a good sense of humor.
Did you see him in Ted?
Yeah,
with the Trick cereal. Yeah,
he's got a good sense of humor, and he obviously doesn't mind playing on himself, which is important if you're in a comedy role. Like, let me do some slapstick. I'll be Frank Drebin of the future. That's fine. I'll be Liam Neeson's kid. I don't care. I'll do it.
I'll just be happy just to be in a spoof movie, to be honest with you.
Let me be in a spoof movie. That'd be fine. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Eric North says, "Oh, it's all right. I'm sure that we can handle this situation maturely, just like the responsible adults that we are. Isn't that right, Mr. Poopy Pants?"
Isn't that right, Mr. Poopy Pants? What did he call her? Sugar Face?
Yeah, Sugar Face.
Sugar Face. And he's like, funny face. No. Let's see if that's good.
Protecting the Queen's safety is a task that is gladly accepted by Police Squad. For no matter how silly the idea of having a queen might be to us, as American, we must be gracious and considerate host. Then there's everywhere I looked, something reminded me of her. See a pair of giant melons, then a couple
here. Oh God. I like my sex like I like my basketball, 1-on-1 and with as little dribbling as possible.
We can do this the easy way or the hard way. What's the hard way? We slap you around and call you names. What's the easy way? We slap you around and call you names, but we do it nicely. Would you like a nightcap? No, thank you. I don't wear them. Well, I promise. Whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat.
You take a chance getting up in the morning, crossing the street, or sticking your face in a fan.
I love that one.
Oh, what was that? He says, only because I had to look up different quotes, so it reminded me. He says, it's the same old story. Boy finds girl. Boy loses girl. Girl finds boy. Boy forgets girl. Girl remembers boy. Boy runs away. Girl gets boy back. Boy forgets girl again. Girl dies in a tragic blimp accident over the Orange Bowl on New Year's Day. And she's like, good year? No. It was terrible.
I'm going to have to make like a blind man in an orgy and feel my way around. Like a midget in a urinal. I was going to have to stay on my toes.
That's when I knew I loved her more than anything in the world. And I'm not a man who easily says I love you, especially to a man.
I've heard police work is dangerous. It is. That's why I carry a big gun. Aren't you afraid it might go off accidentally? I used to have that problem. What did you do about it? I just think about baseball.
Sorry, sometimes I have trouble.
Does Police Squad count? Who are you? And how did you get in here? I'm a locksmith, and I'm a locksmith.
I like the cigarette. Yes, I know.
Let's see, Frank. I'm sure we can discuss like this like adults. Isn't that right? Okay, we talked about that. On his last day as Police Squad, handing in his gun and badge. This is from the other ones. Ed starts crying. Oh, cheer up, Ed. This is not goodbye. This is just, I won't ever see you again. But this is just comedy gold. There's nothing about this movie that I can't say I don't like. Even if I was to do a scene by scene breakdown, like and stuff like that. I just can't get rid of the nostalgia of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's just so fun with like just simple one-liners. Like you don't even have to follow what story there is. It's just fun. Like it's goofy. It's meant to just be, gags. Like you could watch this while doing something else and still laugh your ass off when you hear something funny and go back into it. You're not missing anything by missing a scene. Like,
but you know what they say? But you know what they say though?
What?
Cops and women don't mix. It's like eating a spoonful of Drano. Sure, it'll clean you out, but it'll leave you hollow inside. James, I already did that one. Let's see. Hey, look, it's Enrico Palazzo. But I also like how he actually unmasked himself, and then the mayor's also surprised that he's actually the one who's doing the being the umpire and stuff like that too.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, it's Palazzo, Palazzo." He's like, "Come on, man."
Oh, Frank, it's horrible. That's so horrible. My father went the same way.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Like run over and and then stomped on by the marching band.
Yeah, that's the one. That's where he gets stumped on by the marching band. He's on life support. Doctor says, yeah, we already did that one. So it's a topsy-turvy world. And maybe the problem of two people don't amount to a hill of beans, but this is our hill, and these are our beans.
That's when I noticed something was wrong. Every time I yelled "I love you," she'd stick her fingers in her ears and scream.
Let's see. Well, I promise you. Okay, we did that. And okay, that's it. That's all the quotes that I can actually think of on top of my head. But dude, this is just fun. Just geek out and talk to you about it, because as a kid growing up watching this, I just fell in love with the humor of it. I fell in love with the fact that, you can just turn your brain off for an hour and just laugh your ass off. Don't care about the plot line. Don't care about anything that's going on within the story itself, and just have a good time. For crying out loud.
She had a body that can melt a cheese sandwich at 40 yards. Like, what is that even?
But you know what's okay? I know that you mentioned Robin Hood Men in Tights, right? I love that movie with Mel Brooks. I remember going to the theater to see that movie, right? So this is what happened. I went to see this with my mom, and we're laughing at that one scene in the prison when we first meet Robin Locksley, and they're flipping the guy off.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, there was a guy in front of me. He starts laughing, gets up, laughs all the way back to the exit, and leaves, and never comes back again.
What?
And to this day, I'm like, I wonder what happened to that guy.
Too funny for me, thanks. So gotta go.
I seen 10 minutes of this movie, and I laughed my ass off. 5 out of 5.
If you need anything, please just scream. It's like, we're so busy.
Robin Locksley has come back from the war, but you lost your arms, but you have some nice boobs.
Oh no! He's like, my dad killed in the war. No, he said, what was it? My brothers killed by the plague. Your father, my sisters. Oh god damn it! I can't remember all the details. He's like, your dog, my dog Pongo, run over by the cart. My cat, no, my goldfish Goldie, eaten by the cat. My cat choked on the goldfish. I could quote that movie just from memory. I love that movie so fucking much.
Me too. I remember going to theaters 3 times. As a kid, I've seen that movie 3 times in theaters.
I was never like, I'm never been like a big theater kid. Like, I don't need the theater experience. Like, I want to watch it and I want to focus. Like, I had my movies where I wanted to see it as soon as it came out because I knew everyone else would be talking about it. Like Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy when that stuff came out. I wanted to go see it because I knew people at work would be
That's how I
talking about
felt
it
too.
all the time. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go see it before I get shit spoiled. And so we all went, like everyone at work, we went and saw it together. And then I was like, now we can talk about it, people, because I know you wanna.
Do you ever have this experience where you go and see a movie that you think that everybody's going to be talking about, and then you prepare yourself for it, and no one talks about it?
I don't know. I don't really go to movies that much. I don't want to spend that money. I'm
like the Avengers and stuff like. I had that experience one time. It's like I didn't see. I'm like, really? So the whole entire time, I'm like, I want to find somebody around this place that has seen this, so I can geek out with them. Because I ended up watching this movie, but
I remember when I was a kid, the thing to do, like I would go to school every day, and there would always be one show that everyone watched in the morning, and they always watched The Simpsons the night before. And when I came into school, you had to have watched that episode, or you had nothing to talk about the next day. Like you had to watch that episode at like 8:00 at night on Fox. You gotta watch The Simpsons, or you're not gonna have anything to talk about the next day. And that's how
I felt the same way. Like if there was like a certain TV show I had to watch it right then and there. Otherwise, it would be that's it. There's no TiVo. There was no going back.
No,
and good luck trying to get a rerun because reruns didn't exist in the 90s for us, other than 80s shows.
Yeah, those Saturday mornings though, that Looney Tunes, I think I watch more reruns of Looney Tunes than anything ever because I swear they only had like 10 episodes and they played them constantly over and over and over again, hours at a time.
Same here as well. Even Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, stuff like that. I watched over and over again. Looney Tunes is one of those. Tiny Toons.
Yeah,
I watched
Animaniacs.
Just about everything. What's that?
All that shit. Animaniacs.
Yep.
All that shit.
Pinky in the Brain.
Shit. If you want to talk about Robin Hood Men in Tights, I can talk about that all day long.
Me too. Robin Hood Men in Tights is my favorite spoof movie.
I think we did an episode of the podcast on that. on just that movie because I was like I can talk about that, and they got the new Spaceballs coming out too.
Yes, I'm excited for it.
I hope Mel Brooks doesn't just do it exactly like he used to, and please call it The Search for More Money. That's what it needs to be called because he mentioned it in the movie. He's like, well, hopefully they'll return in Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money.
It makes sense. It just makes logical sense to call it that.
Please call it The Search for More Money. Please call it that. And I'll be so happy. I'll spend all my money on you.
Same here. I'm just going to see it on opening day, and I might just live in the movie theaters the whole entire time.
Just watch it a bunch. I may have to.
Because we've been waiting for about 30 years for this, and it's finally happening.
I mean, I honestly haven't watched History of the World Part 2. I heard that was kind of trash, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But they did come out with that.
Right. You ever see Dracula Dead and Loving It?
Yes.
Did you like that one or no?
I think I only watched it one time. I can't honestly remember. But I do remember watching it. I remember when it came out.
That Mel Brooks one was one of my favorites. The Frankenstein movie with Gene Wilder was one of my other favorites.
What was it? Banana words!
Yeah.
What knockers? I think you had a doctor.
But dude, this has been a fun episode. We're gonna have to do more of these together. For sure. We can do some more
funny movie and I'll go nuts.
Okay. We'll find something.
Love funny movies.
I love spoof movies as well. I love parody films, so we're gonna find something.
I'll just laugh at it and say the quotes over and over again, and I'm fine with that. I would do it all day.
Like if we could just do a whole show just on quotes, we'll be good to go.
I always told I got divorced. It got finalized this year, but I'm not sad about it. But my point is, I said if I ever got married again, I want to do that. I want to have like the best man and the groomsmen all singing the backup. And I'm like, the night is young and you're so beautiful. B flat. and they were like, yeah. And there's like, and I told somebody that, and they were like, well, what if she isn't into that? I'm like, then she ain't the person I'm going to marry anyways. If she doesn't get my humor, she's out of there.
If she ends up it would be this is how you know she's the one though. If you go ahead and she quotes you the same quote that she that you're quoting her
Yes.
and says it back to you, yeah. Or if she says, Avita Zane, ciao.
Ding-dong-day.
But,
it's never lost.
But man, I wanted to know, like, what do you guys have coming out as far as your podcast goes and stuff like that? Tell everybody where they can follow you.
Well, we drop every Wednesday, and every Monday we drop what we call the K&J Arcade, where we just review a video game at the time, or one that we used to love, or anything like that. It's mostly nostalgia because we talk about a lot of games that we used to love, like way back in the day. Because we're also teamed up with Game Corps, which is all about suicide prevention and awareness with military veterans.
Oh, nice.
And so we do stuff with them, and that's pretty much just like providing a Twitch channel where, like, I'm not a veteran and neither is Jay, but it's a good way to do some good in the world. So we just like stream with them for a few hours once a week, and then just be an open space for people to come on and talk to you, and whatever.
I like that.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. If you want to look at Game Corps, it's pretty fun. They got some good people on there. But aside from that, I mean, we don't have anything specific coming up because we kind of make it up week to week. When we're like, what do we need to talk about? We're recording tomorrow. And then and we just kind of bullshit because I like recording them that way.
I gotcha.
When he and I are just flowing, it works.
I like it. I definitely like your style. I've been on your show twice. I really like the laid back, just chill vibe of just talking and just bullshitting around. That's what that's what I like.
Yeah, that's all we want to do.
And it's for me to be on your show, and what I do over here is just good just to relax a little bit and just chill and just talk as friends and just geek out with you guys.
Yeah. And I'm like, and he and I, like, it'd be nice if one day we made money, but we're just like, you know what? We'll just do it. And if people like it, they like it. If not,
that's how I feel.
We'll just keep doing it until we're bored.
Exactly.
That's it.
So guys, this is what I have coming out. 2:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3:00 Eastern Standard Time. My good friend Jason Pitts will be back on the show with me for our Dexter reviews on Sundays. And a matter of fact, we just dropped our Dexter Resurrection review tonight. So go in and check that out. We have our Superman 2025 review up. First half is spoiler, second half is spoiler for that. So yeah, it's a mixed bag. Then we actually have Josh Prey coming back on the show next month. We're going to probably do the Naked Gun remake review. Him and I doing that. And in September, Josh will be back again with Rossie and I talking about who asked for this, who asked for certain franchises, who asked for certain sequels, and just us just joking around, having a good time with that. But that's it as far as my shows go. Go ahead and show Rossie some love over at Rossie's Clubhouse. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. Don't forget to visit my good friends K&J Podcast as well. Show them some love over there. They definitely need it. They do a fantastic job. Their shorts is hilarious. I love following them. I love sharing their stuff. Go ahead and check them out. And always until next time, guys, have a great, safe night. And thank you again, Kevin. I do appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
You're welcome anytime. All right, guys. Later.